from all parts of our vast territory, from all ranks of our army, from every station in life, these pilgrims will assemble to honor the sacrifice and the memory of those who have passed beyond the river, a memory that will abide throughout the ages.
The footsteps of time move fast, and how short is the term of life. Very brief it is to those who are eager to toil and to achieve. The thought now, though deepest in every mind, must be how short, how narrowly bounded is human vision. Here in this place, hallowed by every Canadian, we meet 50 years after his death to do honor to the man who, more than any other, founded our country.
I am leaving this afternoon for the Maritime Provinces and Quebec. I hope to visit shortly after the Prairie Provinces and British Columbia. If all goes well, as I hope it may, I will be back in Ontario toward the end of October. I propose to conclude the campaign in the Liberal interest in our capital city on the evening of October the 12th. I have only one wish with respect to the general elections. It is a wish which I believe you will all share. It is that the general elections may hasten the day when there will be employment for all.
It is probable that by the time many of you will be listening to this movie-tone talk, I will be on my way to my home in Canada. I cannot leave the shores of these islands without expressing the very sincere appreciation and warm gratitude of my sister and myself, as well as of all the members of the Canadian delegation, for the boundless hospitality and kindness we have received since we arrived in Britain.
We Canadians of French descent are not a little proud of our precedence as pioneers in opening up the lands and rivers of the half-continent which has become Canada.
Ask the representative of the USSR, why do you oppose effective inspection? If you have nothing to hide, why hide it? And I think in general that represents the thinking of free men everywhere.
The honor I have received today, which is for my country even more than for me, confirms my own desire and my own resolve to do everything I can to maintain and strengthen these good relations with the country which now more than ever that I am a freeman of this city will always be my second home.
Well, as you have just heard, the President supported what is being known as my peace initiative, but I think he did more than support it. I think he has been showing through his administration in the past months at least that as far as we are concerned on the NATO side, we want to change the trend line. We want to make it clear that not only the alliance is strong, that it will defend itself, that it will not be intimidated, but that it is also pursuing peace.
And I'm encouraged by the evidence so far that a lot of Canadians share that view. I don't think it's the eloquence of my argument, at least not that alone. I think that there was a mood, an expectation, a hope waiting there to be addressed.
But it can be rebuilt, but it's going to be a tougher game now than it was even in 1984.
Why do you think?
Because we're in third place now. We don't have the same recruitment of young people in the ranks of the party.
On September 2nd, 1944, as we have just heard so eloquently from John, 20-year-old Lieutenant George Bush was preparing to attack Japanese war installations in the Pacific. He was part of a courageous generation of young Americans who led the charge against overwhelming odds in the historic and bloody battle for supremacy in the Pacific against the colossal military might of Imperial Japan.
to be able to manage the politics, you need to address not just the politicians, but also the voters. And it's really important to try and create a constituency for good public policy. And that means having opportunities for people to understand it, to learn about policy, and to perhaps be able to express their support for certain initiatives to those who will make the ultimate decisions.
Charter is not for the protection of the majority. It is for the protection of the minority. You know, in politics, your responsibility is not to go only with Gallup. You know, you have to, they talk about the tyranny of the majority in a society. You cannot go that way. You have to look at all the aspects of the problems and make the right decision for the good of the nation.
Whether you were for same-sex marriage or not, what you wanted to do was to ensure that same-sex benefits passed, which is why, in fact, the government brought in Bill C-23, that Anne McClellan did it, and it passed.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Professor Schwab, for that kind introduction. I also want to thank you particularly for the invitation to speak here that you extended to me earlier this year. But more than that, Professor, you have made the World Economic Forum an indispensable part of the global conversation among leaders in politics, business, and civil society. And in the face of continuing global economic instability, the opportunity that this gathering provides is now more valuable than ever. So I know everyone here joins me in thanking you for, in the service really of the common good, your leadership and your vision.
Hello, Canada. From along the 49th parallel to the top of the world, to friends and families around the world, happy Canada Day. No matter where we are today, we celebrate Canada and the people who built the country we love. We're strong in our differences, proud of our diversity, and united in our dreams. And that's thanks to Canadians like you. From one generation to the next, Canadians have brought our country's promise to life. They've built strong communities and grown the middle class at the heart of our success. And today, Canada's workers are the backbone of our country. They build the roads that get us to work on time and back home again. And they put food on the table for families across the country and beyond. From coast to coast to coast, we know we can count on Canadians to get the job done.